Emergency crews are evacuating people living in parts of South Carolina. Deputies say Beaver Dam has been stabilized after it almost collapsed. Officials had to reinforce it with nearly 400 tons of rocks.
At least 17 people have died after historic flooding ravaged the region. Thankfully, the rain stopped, but people in the Midlands are on a long road to recovery. David Begnaud has more from Columbia.
Video from this drone shows the damage to some of South Carolina's dams following the unprecedented storm. 11 dams have failed, more are in jeopardy. In Richland County, where there was concern that Beaver Dam would be the latest to fail, people were told Tuesday they may need to evacuate.
We're putting eyes on these dams. We're not just looking and saying what could happen. We have people on the ground assessing it literally as we go.
Oh my gosh.
We were with Angela Cole and her partner Craig as they entered their home together for the first time since Sunday's flooding.
Oh my God, this is sick.
Most everything they have is soaked in mud.
Oh my God, this is just...
As the water rose in their home, the family climbed to their attic. They called 911, but 2 hours passed and no help. Cole posted a plea on Facebook. If anyone has a boat, please help. 4220 Timberlane Drive. I have 2 children, one with special needs, she wrote.
Did you think that you and your family were going to die?
Oh, yeah, I did.
You honestly did?
Honestly. When I saw the water coming out, yeah.
And finally, he just banged a hole through the side of the house wall in the attic, and we just started screaming for help.
These 3 men heard the family's pleas and rushed to their aid.
I think they thought they were done for. If we wouldn't have been there 20 more minutes, I don't think they had that much time left.
This picture shows Cole and Smith's daughter Leah clutching one of the family dogs as she was rescued during the downpour.
I can't imagine what it's like for a father, how helpless that must have felt.
Yeah, and that you failed them. Oh, shit.
You didn't fail us. You knocked that hole out. And we're here. And we're alive. And that's all that matters.
David Begnaud joins us from Columbia, South Carolina. David, that was such a powerful interview. Tell us a little bit more about them and what they're doing now.
You know, they're staying in a hotel this morning. Angela said to me, I tried to get a rental car and I realized I couldn't even find my license. They have 2 children, one of whom is severely autistic. He was born less than 15 ounces. He lived a year in the hospital. He is on a feeding tube. He is now 7 years old. He's doing wonderful, but he was terrified that night. And both Angela and Craig said that had he not come into their room crying, they are fearful that he may have gotten lost in the emergency flux, if you will, because Craig's at the window looking out as the water's rising. Then he turns around and the refrigerator's floating. Then she's trying to get the kids to the attic as he's watching and calling 911, and the dispatcher's telling him, we're coming, and he keeps calling back to 911, and they say, we're coming, we got your address, we're coming, and he's realizing as a father, I'm calling for help, and I don't think help's going to get here fast enough.
Yeah, it was really moving. You know, and every time we talk to you, when we look behind you, the devastation is always stunning, no matter what location you're in. Give us a sense of what you're seeing in terms of the devastation. And I was also curious, with so many people being evacuated and so many homes being vacant, is there an issue with looting at all?
You know, it's interesting. We heard yesterday at least a few reports of people not really wanting to voluntarily evacuate because they are worried about the possibility of looting. I have seen the National Guard in various areas where the power is out and people have been told to evacuate. So is looting a concern? Yes. Have you seen law enforcement in the area? Yes. Are people worried that their stuff will be stolen? Yes. Where we are right now, this is the Arcadia Lakes Dam. So here's how it happened. The dam as it is would usually be full there with water. You could pass on the road. What happened as the water started to fill, it flowed over the road. It was starting to flow into houses here, almost. It got to the door level, and then all of a sudden the dam gave way. The street fell, the dam breached, everything went in, and the water flowed downriver. And let me tell you, it got devastating, and then it got deadly. We're told people drowned in their homes, and people also drowned drowned in their vehicles. All the way down this river, there are more dams that have failed and breached, and this morning the big concern is that more dams may fail all the way through Sunday. We have just confirmed before coming on the air that the Beaver Creek Dam, which officials were really worried about, is now, we're told, stabilized with more than 40 tons of rock that have been reportedly dropped to, sort of fortify it, stabilize it. And so they think it's good for now, but there are other dams in the area. Don't be deceived by the sunshine, officials say. There is still a real threat. The water is rising. It has not crested in a lot of places. And so the danger is still there.
David Begnaud in Columbia, South Carolina, thank you so much.